After winding down a sandy road, I turned onto a two-track for half a mile until arriving at the campground. It was a state forest campground, one of many in Michigan. I prefer these over more popular state parks because they offer seclusion, a welcome escape from the usual crowds. These campgrounds are usually nestled beside a body of water, such as a small lake or a winding river. I seek them out first, especially when planning to photograph a specific area. Upon retirement, my main interest was sharing a love for the beauty and wonder of nature. Photography, an activity since high school, was seen as the most rewarding and best way to accomplish this. The camping setup is simple. Backpacking food and equipment are used to reduce space and time. This allows for more flexibility for photography. A small ice chest holds all food for a 2-week trip. The day-to-day water supply is a 1-gallon jug plus a water bottle. The shelter, a small 2-man tent, a down sleeping bag, and a ground pad. Requirements for a campsite are a view, a picnic table, and no widow makers lurking overhead. After dark, providing I was not photographing, my evening entertainment was a campfire, a sunset, my candle lantern, and journal alongside a snack and a cup of decaf tea. In addition to my Jeep is a canoe. A canoe is the only boat I ever owned. The first was a fiberglass tandem capable of safely holding myself, wife, daughter, and a collie. We used it whenever we camped near a lake. But the real joy is the favorite, an old-town solo canoe weighing only 36 pounds. It extended my go-light photo ventures to rivers and small lakes, even to Lake Superior. I never felt freer and more self-contained than when solo camping from the Jeep and having the opportunity to stay and explore just about anywhere without limitations on time or having to follow some schedule. The only requirement to keep moving was to fuel the Jeep. Camp could be set up in 20 to 30 minutes except for cutting and gathering wood for a campfire. The time for fixing food for dinner at most was a 1-pot camp meal, easily done in 30 minutes or so, including cleanup. The back of the Jeep served as a home, as campfires, sunsets, and sunrises led to places that captured the beauty and wonder of nature. The Scenic National Wildlife Refuge in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is a favorite. A slow drive around the 7-mile loop provides opportunities to stop, observe, and absorb the scenes of water and wildlife, resulting in many photographs. The best times for lighting and wildlife viewing are early morning and late evening. Just beyond and west of Scenic is Munising. There are several waterfalls to see as they tumble toward Lake Superior. Then there is the beautiful and often breathtaking Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Usually a busy place, but good camping is found in the National Forest campground nearby. Even further west is Porcupine Mountain Wilderness State Park. Many state parks offer rustic camping areas with no facilities. Porcupine State Park has such an area. Red-eyed virals were feeding upon the red-stemmed dogwood. I watched the sunset glow over Lake Superior from my campsite. It's hard to travel this far west in Michigan's UP and not launch a canoe in Sylvania Wilderness area on the Wisconsin border. It has remote camping. The attraction is the opportunity to canoe around and portage several lakes, camping along the way. It is a miniature Boundary Waters canoe area of northern Minnesota, a place for photographs and basking in what a Michigan forest may have looked like back in the 1700s. A trip around the Canadian side of Lake Superior is one that will yield many scenic opportunities for photography. The beauty of the drive rivals anything east of the Mississippi River. There are many small lakes and several places where a person can travel by canoe to remote campsites. Lake Superior along one side and Wilderness Lakes on the other, and the Canadian Shield underfoot. The Canadian Shield is a rare place where Precambrian granite rock appears on or near the surface. Mountains that rival existing mountains of today eroded away some 3 billion years ago, exposing the metamorphic granite. Paddling a canoe along the Agawa cliff face of Lake Superior reveals pictographs around 1,000 years of age, revealing something of the beliefs of these early Ojibwe peoples. Not much compares to a sunset inhaled from a remote lake campsite. The escape from any man-made noise and bright lights beckons the soul. There's a subtle lapping of water against the shore as a curious beaver cruises back and forth, 200 meters out, sending a tailored message to any that will heed. For me, the occasional sound of a loon echoing across a placid water is the sound of true wilderness. A new Jeep encouraged travel with my Go-Light campfires farther from home. The journey began in northern Iowa, along a stretch of Minnesota highway toward the Dakotas. The Missouri River was a planned route entering South Dakota, then northwest across North Dakota. Along the way, photographs would emphasize the Lewis and Clark expedition, Native Americans, and the natural beauty of the Dakotas. The Missouri River has changed much since 1804, as has much of North America. Lewis and Clark did not realize their epic journey would lay claim to more than double the size of the American territory. They did so to lose only one person and firing shots once in anger. They would be saved often by a native Indian woman and the kindness of strangers who were not of their own race. The journey north ended at Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Theodore Roosevelt was the greatest conservationist president. He came to this place in 1883 seeking physical and mental relief. The colorful, eroded terrain adds beauty and wonder to the plains and the creatures that inhabit the national park. Wild horses, Mustangs as they are often called, changed the life for the Native Americans. Coyotes are a symbol of the Southwest and were often the tricksters and demigods of the Native Americans. Prairie dogs were the barking dog that took the Lewis and Clark and the crew of the Discovery an entire day to capture one and send the live specimen back to President Jefferson. Pronghorn antelope, a misnomer for a fleet grassland animal with keen vision but unwilling to jump fences. Buffalo, more appropriately bison, Tatanka to the Lakota, who depended on them for their livelihood, utilizing over 99% of the animal. Mule deer. Note the tail and ears. The western deer with a unique gait and size. Raptors. Where there are grasslands, there are rodents, and where there are rodents, there are hawks waiting for a meal from a careless mouse. From Theodore Roosevelt National Park, I pointed the Jeep south toward South Dakota. The goal for now was Custer State Park and Wind Cave National Park. The park was named after General George Armstrong Custer, who led an expedition into the Black Hills to confirm the presence of gold. Thus started the erosion of treaties, land, and bison, so dear to the Lakota Nation. The goal for my being there was to get photographs of the relatively large herds of bison. The rolling grassland-filled hills are perfect for grazing bison and other grassland animals such as prairie dogs and pronghorn. This is all Black Hills country, so mountain escarpments and woodlands abound. The Black Hills have been home, sanctuary, and sacred to the Native Americans for centuries. Upon leaving, Mount Rushmore was passed, seeing in its carved presidential faces another symbol, one that should also be held sacred for all it represents about democracy and conservation. Because time was short, I had to turn back east, but decided to make my Go Light Adventure's final destination, Badlands National Park. There was eagerness to explore this massive scenic area known to the Lakota people as Mekong Sika. When the light is right, the colors and shapes are outstanding. While it is a parched land, there is water, flowers, and animals as anticipated in the plains. The layers of soil, silt, and sand were laid down over a period of 30 to 70 million years ago in a shallow, warm sea. Uplift and water erosion carved the landscape. The minerals leaching from the different soil types stained the layers a variety of colors. It is a land of beauty, wonder, and mystery, a sacred land filled with fossil history. The pronghorn were heading west as my journey was headed east toward the home state of Michigan. A motel would be a cleanup camp for one night. I want to be allowed back into our house. A hot shower in the absence of my campfires and candle lantern made the past 2 weeks seem like a dream, one to experience over and over again. The photography and the journals make this possible.